Today's the day. We got our rockers. The other one's in a box over there for the passenger side, but we got our driver's side. Looking good, weld through primer. Also have new carpet and insulation and the sound deadening. So we're gonna zip this. Hopefully get it in nice and easy. So I opted to save some money and only get the outer rocker. And basically there is, on my floor at least, I only have two braces that the floor is going, or the braces are going to attach to the outer rocker, and that is the one that I repaired here and the new front one. In those spots, I will be welding in a piece of metal, a square, to go into this, right? But everywhere else, I think it'll be hollow for now. And then at any other point, I can go in and put something in. That might be the plan. We're gonna see how this goes. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. And that side wasn't even welded in to begin with. I riveted it into the driver's door pillar there. So I'm not really worried about the body flexing on me, because when I got the car, it was just hanging in there to begin with. Like it wasn't holding anything together anymore. So can't be any worse than what it was before. And then I have the door on, so I'm going to be able to watch the bottom and see where I need to be. The door also needs aligned anyway, but we're going to get all to that. But first, we need to cut that out and see what we're dealing with. Well, I got it cut off, but you would not believe what I found in there. It looks like the window track fell down the quarter into the rocker panel. And there's the other piece. It's jammed full of stuff. But like I assumed, this piece is actually just a patch panel for the rocker. It's not a real rocker panel. Why it doesn't have the contours on the top and everything. And a lot of cars are going to have the same situation, but it looks like it was sturdy back here. They just ran their patch, I think it comes through about here, because when you put level on it, push that back in. See that gap? That should be dramatically reduced once this little rocker patch is taken off, and it looks pretty sturdy in there. So I'm gonna take it off, and hopefully it's not too bad. All right, so got a little update. I got a decent fitment in here, but like I said, I didn't buy the inner rockers because I want to save a couple $100 on this. And I still have that mount right there, the floor brace, and then the front one right there. So my plan was to take some metal that I had and make sections of inner rocker panel, because these floor patches just have the flange there that I'm going to be putting into this. So I went ahead and made some cuts on this to make it easy to bend, and now I have my marks of where the brace is and where I'm going to drill my holes to do some spot welding. But there you go. Fits pretty decent. Now, once I spot weld that in, then I'll have a nice big plate to weld that brace to, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the front. Another one right up here, and that should be strong enough to keep this. It's a pretty thick metal, and they got a lot of bends in it for support. So that's the plan. I think we're gonna roll with that. So let me get this all made up, spot welded in, and we're gonna be rolling here pretty quick. There we have it, all tacked up. I started with spot welds, but they ended up not being super, well, easy. So I ended up just tacking on the top there. First time doing spot welds, so it's going to be a little interesting. But I'm pretty happy with it. It really strengthened it up a lot. And hopefully we still fit. It's gonna be a tight one. It's not these are pretty difficult from everything I've read. But first time for everything. Maybe the passenger side will go a little smoother, but I will catch back in when we can get this fitted a little bit. All right, it's a decent fitment right now. Our gap isn't too bad, clampable for sure. But I wanted to show you this because if you try to tackle a task like this, a floor jack is super handy to have. I've been working at this for 45 minutes trying to get it to sit up in there right. Could not do it. Laying under there, pushing, hammer it, using the block, mallet. Floor jack, 10 seconds, got it fitted. Beat on it a little bit, helped it in, and yeah. I'm pretty happy with the fitment here. Like I said, I had the door, I left it on for this, and it doesn't look great, but the door always overhung the rocker, so I need to adjust the door, and then the fender needs sucked in a little bit, but it runs true back here. I'll get the level out. You want to keep checking this and watching it. Now I have some buildup of Bondo there, but once I shave that Bondo down and clamp that down, see my high point is right here because I need to clamp it in and weld it, and then I have the Bondo there, but I think I can get that pretty straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this into place and see if I can keep working it and get it better. One day later, and I was working on this a lot to fit in a piece here because of this foot here just rusting away, so I got to keep working at that and keep grinding and welding in, but it's coming along. And that side, got it all tacked into place there, got a decent bead across, and then tacked all the way along the top here. And then I also, like I said, I put in that brace and then the front brace. But other than that, the back side of that is hollow, which is not going to be an issue. It's nice and strong. The only issue you might face is some rust happening, but I'm going to go in there and paint it, and I think that's going to be plenty good enough for what we're trying to accomplish here. So I would recommend that if you are tackling a project like this, that you're not trying to do a factory level restoration on it, but you just want to see an old car back on the road, you know, and you don't want to spend an extra over $200 on inner rockers, and you really could go all out and bend a whole piece for that. And those inner ones go all the way back on the inside of this quarter, all the way to the back wheel well. Now, if you buy the whole complete floor, it already has those built in on a lot of them, with the braces even. But, once again, trying to save some money here. And I've done, once I get the other side in, I will have gotten all of the floors patched for less than, well, let's see here. It was 100, we'll say roughly 100 a patch panel, which is a little overestimating, I think. So 600 for all the floor repairs, and this car had like a lot of floor repairs to be made. See, I did the back. If you didn't catch the other videos, I've done both wheel wells, both mid pans and both front, and did the kick panels. Made pieces for that myself. So a lot of work, but I saved a lot of money because I believe the whole floor pan is about $1,000 on its own. Doesn't include rockers, so it's definitely a good option if you want to save some money or you just don't have it to spend. So I will catch back up once we got this a little better, and we had to get that fender mounted because when I got the car there was no bolt. Well, it took way longer than I want to admit, but check this out. We got the door in down here, which is massive. When I got the car, it was overhanging down to like here. It would not go into the jam. We're pretty true all the way down. I got the trim to match here, trim to match here. Line matches here. Gets a little tighter over here, but that's all right. My mirror still fits in there. Gets a little bigger up at the top, but a lot of, like, the door's bent and stuff. And then here, I managed to hit this with the mallet and bring it down to match the cowl. I had to bring the fender up because the fender was down well below the cowl. So I bent the fender up and then cleared this. Now this gap down here is at large due to the fender damage. So I'm gonna have to repair the fender. I'm planning on bending some sheet metal around that to fill it instead of all this Bondo, and then I gotta make the patch for down there. But I'm pretty happy with it. All the important spots line up, and that is great. It took way too long. A little tip that I saw another guy do on YouTube, pretty smart. You take these little, basically just take any rubber hose you have laying around, and you make a slit in it, and you slide that all around your door. Put maybe 2 or 3 on each corner or each side, and that's going to get you pretty close when you close it. But I ended up using the floor jack and going side to side, lifting both until I could get it close enough, and I'm pretty happy where it's at now. So now we're going to clean that up, keep working on this, but we're getting really close with it to where body putty is usable. And then we got to make this little patch here, and that's pretty much it on this side. Well, I'm gonna call that good. We got that pretty much together there, enough to where Bondo can fix it. I backset a piece into that. I think that patch panel runs across this whole corridor, so I'm going to end up just using the Bondo to fill that out and flatten it instead of taking that whole patch panel out, because I'd end up putting another one in anyway. Put a little patch in there. This seems alright. Ow. Splatter. It's somewhat strong enough. I don't think you're going to be stepping there too often. But I guess I could put another one in to go there, but I'm gonna wait on that. Yeah, I didn't do anything in the front, but yeah, it seems nice and strong. So I'm really happy with it. So that's the driver rocker. Something I wanted to mention, when you do this, at least try 5s. I don't know about other cars. When you go to take your either the latches here or your hinge Phillips, make sure you pound the end of the screwdriver with a mallet or something to set it before you start screwing, because they're just like, I mean, Phillips for something that's this tight is not the best idea. It should have been bolts, but just be real careful, take your time with it. And then in my case, I ended up shimming this out a little more. So I cut like 5 pieces of cardboard and set it behind it. And it came up pretty good. Now it latches nice. It was hitting the striker before because of changing how the door was. But other than that, it went pretty smooth. And I'll probably do a video on the other side too. But I'm happy that's done. That's a massive part of the car to get over with. And as soon as we get the other one in, we're going to be really rolling quick here. This car's going to be on the road soon. So it's a few days after, and I realized I didn't film an outro. So I'll go ahead and show you what's going on. I turned the car around. See if I can get a good place to put my light here. Maybe I'll just hold it. So that's what we got now. Got some Bondo on it. I did Bondo glass first, and then I did some regular finish. Ended up patching my fender, ran Bondo on it, got a bolt in it, mounted it because it didn't have anything. We did a lot of Bondo on the car. And now I have no choice but to set the light down. Door opens and closes great. And I ended up far reach there. Got Bondo on the inside here, and I went ahead and siliconed that whole ridge there. Did the front, got Bondo up on the front part as well. We got that front brace in, and I didn't bother filming that because being under this car is hard enough. I don't want to have to worry about getting the right angle. But got those mounts in, which is great. I also fed my e-brake through, a whole nother task, another possible video. But that's all in. And the only thing left to do here, see if I can get you a shot of that brace. The other thing left to do, other than finishing the body work there and painting, is I have to get the front brace welded to the rocker, which, real quick job. I can knock that out real fast. But really happy with how this side came out. First time doing anything like this, so pretty satisfied with what I was able to accomplish there. And give you a little sneak peek of what's been going on in the interior. Did a lot of work on the dash and stuff too. And that's going to be another video coming up, as well as the trunk. But I have a bunch of things in the trunk from the interior of the car. I also went ahead and did a bunch of brake work. There's going to be a new video on all the brake work I did. I bought new wheel cylinders and stuff. We're going to be tackling this rocker next, which is far worse in my opinion. This is all a patch in there, and it buckles out towards the rear wheels. Not to mention there's nothing there to weld to, so I'm gonna have to build that. Who knows how far? I might have to build this whole piece with sheet metal, which is gonna suck. But we'll get it done. It's hardly anything to cut anymore out of that. So, also, when I put that brace into that floor, I don't know what I ended up doing, but I had to drill new holes through the brace I bought because I was too far over into the middle, which kind of sucked. But I got through it, and now it's pretty nice. This door desperately needs a line. Well, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe, give it a like. Thanks for sticking around this long. I know it's a longer one. Looking forward to all the other things I have planned for the car. A lot of stuff. Oil change video, spark plug boots, and plug tune-up video. I'm going to be taking the valve cover gasket off, putting a new one on. A lot of stuff. Brakes, all kinds of fun things. I'm going to have to do the interior. So my carpet and everything's going to be going in, the seats. And I have a video on the new whole dashboard stuff I've done. But appreciate the support, and I do this for fun. I'm going to document what I've been doing to the car. But if you guys find it entertaining and you want to stick around, I'd appreciate the support. Thank you. Catch you on the next video.